The Revolutionary War. Do you know when the Revolutionary War began? Well, it began on April 19, 1775. Do you know the important events that took place during the war? Well, I'll tell you. The first event is the Declaration of Independence. The purpose of the Declaration of Independence was to state that the colonies were from Great Britain. The men that were asked to help draft the Declaration of Independence were John Adams, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Roger Sherman, and Robert Livingston. The Declaration of Independence helped other countries influence revolutions in the world. The Treaty of Paris. The Treaty of Paris was signed on September 3, 1783 in Paris, France. The three Americans that were involved in the signing were Benjamin Franklin, John Jay, and John Adams. The preliminary Articles of Peace were most important to the Americans. The primary goal of the treaty was to end Revolutionary War, recognize the United States independence, and establish new borders. Richard Oswald represented the British at the signing. The Articles of Confederation. The Articles of Confederation were written on November 15, 1777. The purpose for these articles was a written document that established the functions of the national government of the United States. The Treaty of Alliance. The French formed an alliance with the Americans because the Americans couldn't defeat Britain for the United States to be recognized as an independent country. The Congress sent John Adams to France to form a treaty. This treaty was signed on 1778. The Constitution of the United States. Defining ratify. Ratify means to sign or to give formal consent. The Constitution was ratified on September 17, 1787. The states had more power because they wanted to protect the majority rule and majority rights. The problem with who had more power was the vote was close in the same states. The Federalist Papers. The writers of these papers were Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay. There were 58 essays written, and the Americans didn't know the true authors because the three authors, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay, signed the papers as Publius. Publius is one of the four Roman aristocrats who led the overthrow of the monarchy. The importance of Federal Paper number 84 was because the Bill of Rights was not a necessary component. Federalist means to be a party of federalism. They supported and they wanted to ratify their Constitution. George Washington as a Commander-in-Chief. George Washington was chosen on June 19, 1775. He was chosen because of his military experience. Also, John Hancock would unite the colonies, and that was his competitor. He did not receive pay for his position because his experience had to be paid at the end of the war. I hope you learned a lot about the Revolutionary War. Here are the sites I used to find out all these facts. www.loc.gov. My second website is www.history.state.gov. And my last site is www.kids.laws.com. These are some sites that you can go to if you want to learn even more. Thank you for listening.